Hello, welcome. Today I'm gonna be talking about the age-old dilemma, Kallax or no Kallax. And since I've had both, I currently have this 2x4 unit and this 4x4 unit behind me from Kallax. Since I switched out from a regular closet, I thought I'd list the pros and the cons that I've learned about these Kallaxes. Now first up, let's just get this out of the way. Kallaxes look beautiful. The display of the games, it's amazing. It's colorful. You see all your gems that you bought. Every time you walk past them, you're excited to play them, or at least I am. But is it all worth it? Because there are some cons about these types of storages. First up, let's talk about one of the biggest cons I feel like Kallaxes have. And that is just the fact that there's not as much protection as you would have from a regular closed closet. What I mean by that is the games are exposed to a lot of dust that you need to clean off. The games are also exposed to way more sunlight than when they would be in a closed closet. In my case, it's not that big of an issue sun-wise because I pretty much leave my curtains closed all the time unless when I'm in the room. But sun and the discoloration that the sun brings with it is not optimal for a board game collector or board game player. Secondly, I also feel like there's more shelfware because of how this closet is. A Kallax is a cube in which the games shove into. Rather, if you would have a bookcase or a more open closet, then you'd not have to shove the game all the way in and all the way out, because the bigger games, I have some games that are like not even, I couldn't even put my finger in between the box and the Kallax itself because there's just almost no wiggle room, which means that it needs to slide in and out a lot, which means there's a little bit more shelfware than what there would usually be. Like if it's a smaller game, I can just lift it up and pull it out. No shelfware or practically nothing. But bigger, heavier games are not that easy to take out of the Kallax if you look at it from that way. Now I know this is a very detailed, like it's far thought through, but it's something that I noticed with my heavier games that are more at the bottom of the Kallax, that they have these marks on the box that are from sliding back and forth. So it is something that happens, and I don't think a lot of people actually talk about that. Or it's just me being really stupid, but I've seen this as actually an issue that comes up with these Kallaxes. Now, as I already said, Kallaxes have these cubes, these square cubes, which makes them perfect for storing square board game boxes. But if you think about a board game box that has a similar shape to a Monopoly box, like for instance I have Clue from The Nightmare Before Christmas, or Aeon's Legacy, that's even a very thick Monopoly sized box. They don't fit in the Kallax all that well, they actually stick out a little bit. So if you're cool with them just sticking out a little bit compared to the others, like not a big issue. But I know there's a lot of people that are like really particular with their collection and they want everything to be like beautifully equal. All the fronts need to be spaced out evenly. I think I've become a little more easygoing on that matter because I used to be like that, like have them all like figured out, like if I put that like that and then it's an even line with this. I used to do that, but not that much anymore because, well, it is a board game collection that we do play, we take out games, like not everything is gonna be put back exactly how I want it just because I'm not the only one grabbing games from this also. So I've learned how to deal with that. But like I said, some people just think that is more important, that they're equal to the closet, that there's none sticking out. So that could be an issue, but again, I feel like it's only a small issue. a slightly bigger issue with the fact that these are squared and only a certain size, these Kallax cubes, because all the Kallax cubes are the same, but the closets are from different sizes. So what happens if you get a giant box like Court of the Dead? Now, as you can see, this box is massive. That does not fit in a Kallax cube. Because if I hold it in front of it, it's way more big than the Kallax cube. That is actually a bigger issue than the fact that Monopoly-sized boxes, the rectangular type boxes, don't really fit in that well. The fact that some games just don't fit in it at all is a bigger issue. I currently have this setup going on. This is a new setup. I store games up top there, and I have a few Monopoly-sized games in another closet, but I don't really want to be stuffing games in other closets, so for now this works for me. But once I, for instance, need to put another Kallax on there because I've run out of room, which I've already done actually, where do I put my bigger games, like my oddly shaped games? But one of the bigger pros, because I feel like I've been very con about Kallaxes, but one of the biggest pros I feel that a Kallax offers is when you think about like certain closets or certain bookcases, the space in between the surfaces where you put the games on, they're higher. And that means you can stack more of them on top of each other, or you can put them vertically, but not everybody likes putting games vertically. I have vertically and horizontally, which is great because that both works in a Kallax. But if you have really high spaces in between planks, you can stack up a lot of games on top of each other, which means that there's a lot of weight on the bottom box, which in this case, like if you look at smaller games, okay, you can put more of them on top of each other, but they don't weigh as much. If you take boxes like Tidal Blades, Dinosaur World, Thunderstone Quests, all those bigger, a lot of components, a lot of weight boxes, if you stack them on top of each other, that's a lot of weight to carry for the bottom box, which sometimes makes the lid of the box flare out, which is a big issue in my book actually. You don't have that when you stack them vertically, so that would also be a solution already if you're stacking it in another closet, but I feel like the weight in a Kallax is much more distributed than any other type of bookcase or closet, so I think that's a very big plus. And honestly, that is about everything that I think about when I think about my Kallax, how it's different to my previous closet. I personally, in this moment in my life, would not get rid of my Kallax. I know there's a lot of cons when it comes to Kallax, but I don't know, I like seeing my collection. There's something amazing about seeing my collection. Maybe later on, like if I would have my dream home, I'd build custom bookcases where they all can fit in, but for now, for the budget that I have, for the living situation that we have, the Kallax is one of the best options that I could think of, just because it's not a big set closet. Like I said, I have a 4x4 and a 2x4, which means that I can move them around. It's a very modular type of closet. They used to be stacked on top of each other, but now they're next to each other. Maybe later on I'll buy some to put on top of these. Maybe I'll move them around again. I don't know, but I'm a person that likes to switch up the furniture quite a lot, and I feel if I would go for bigger closets, deeper closets, like these are, like the 4x4 is already kinda hard for me to move by myself, but it's still manageable. I don't think I'd go away from Kallax for now. Could be that later on, because there are some games that don't look as good in a Kallax, like the really small box games, they are living in a chest of drawers in my house at the moment, but smaller box games or games that just don't look that great in the Kallax, maybe I would move them to a closed closet later on if I need some space, but then I would really have to think about which closet, which bookcase is gonna be able to carry the weight of board games. I used to have a closed closet. I actually used to have two different kinds. Back in the day when we first moved in here, I had two smaller ones that are shoved together, which made that I didn't have a lot of space because it was just smaller closets. They were deep but small, which meant there wasn't a lot of space. Then I moved a old closet from my parents' house here, which was a lot broader. There wasn't any planks like this in between the space on the surface that you can stack them on. But what happened there was I had so many games, and I think if you go back to my Instagram you can maybe find something like way back. My board game closet broke. The plank that like in the middle my board games were resting on, it just broke. It fell down, my board games fell out. The doors flew open, it all fell on the ground, which is really not fun. So I don't see that happening with a Kallax. Kallaxes are very sturdy. You can switch them around, place them on what side, it doesn't matter. They'll stay put. You can secure them to the wall, mine are not, and like they're wobbly if you push against them, but they're never gonna break or fall over by themselves. So I think that's a very good pro. Yeah, if you would go the other way, closed closet, make sure it can carry the weight of your board games. I'm very passionate about that fact. It really needs to be sturdy enough because I don't want anybody to go through what I went through. It was horrible. I was very emotional. Some boxes just flew open. There was components on the floor. There were some casualties. I had to take them all out, store them on my table, break down the closet and try to figure out what I could do instead. So if you'd go with any storage solution, Kallax, not Kallax, make sure it is secure enough. Like I said, Kallax can be attached to the wall. They don't have to be, but if you think about stacking them on top of each other like I did, I noticed that they are way more wobbly when you put them on top of each other. But I don't lean on them, I don't like run into them, so I never really saw them being able to fall over. But think about sturdiness and safety when you think about board game storage. And that got really serious really fast, but worst case scenario, you could get hurt, your board games could get hurt. So it's just something really important. Certainly if you think about making your dream board game closet or board game room, I just would say to you, take your time. Don't rush it, think it through, do some research. If you want to talk about my experiences or if you have any other questions about board game storage or board games in general, just ask me down below, go to my Instagram, doesn't matter. I will always be here to answer your questions and I will help you in any way that I can. I want to thank you so much for watching, and if you like this sort of video, I have a lot of board game related videos on my account. I plan on making a lot more. I've taken a small break, but I am back. I am full of ideas and I am very happy to keep going with this. But thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel for more board game content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!